the building, we have a gentleman who's here to tell us a lot more about, I'm assuming, school and matriculants too.
Correct.
Please introduce yourself, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. Horace Mpanza, I'm the managing director of Abbott's Colleges.
Be scared, guys. Managing director. Be very afraid.
Not at all.
Yes.
Not at all. Things are changing.
Sure.
MDs are young people now.
Lalela, look at you.
Not
Yeah,
age
sure.
individuals.
Sure.
Yeah. But essentially, what I'd like to chat about, and this is what was published, is the fact that matric students who did not necessarily get the desired results, or who did not pass matric, actually have an opportunity to actually fix their results. It's not the end of the world. They can actually still get access to a course of their choice in a tertiary institution. And those who failed do have the opportunity to actually fix their matric results.
100%. Because, and my team will testify to this, is that while we were celebrating or counting down to the matric results, everybody's talking about the passing people. It's always the passing. Yes, the ones that passed did a lot of hard work, and credit to them, congratulations to them. But let's not overlook the ones that didn't make it. Could have missed that pass with a mark or two, a percentage or two, and a lot happens wrong. Some get suicidal, and some take matters to their own hands. So you here to actually give more light for those that actually didn't pass.
Yep. And we need to simplify this and make this information much more available.
Sure.
And we talk about those who didn't pass, but there's also a huge number of people who actually did pass matric. In fact, who actually got university access, but they do not have the necessary APS score to get into a course of their choice. And we don't speak about those, and they end up actually asking the university, what other options do I have?
Yes.
What other course can I choose? And they end up doing something that was not really their first choice. Now, the risk with that is, think about it this way. An average person passes matric at 18, and they do a 4-year qualification. They then start they start working by 23 in ideal circumstances, and they retire at 65. That means that it's 42 years of their life that they're giving into a field that is not a field of their choice or a field that they like. So you have an opportunity to fix it by just, committing more time and effort.
Sure. Before I ask you, how do you get into this and actually help the ones that need help? I'm going to bring it back. You said an average person finishes school at 18, starts working at 23. That's an average person.
Correct.
Then there's Nkugza.
Okay.
Who's not an average person.
Yeah.
But does things very opposite.
Yeah.
But yes, how do you assist the ones that do need assistance?
So take a look at it this way. So if you haven't achieved the results that you were aiming for, or if you were not successful, you didn't pass matric, what you can do is, there are 6 options you can follow. Option 1 is to actually redo matric. It's just 1 year that you're sacrificing to actually fix your results. Okay, you're sacrificing 1 year for a long-term objective.
True.
That is option 1. Okay, and there's a number of institutions that can actually accommodate students if their existing schools or their previous schools do not want to accept them. So they do have the option of going to other private institutions who are registered and accredited. The second option that students can follow is to actually register to upgrade a few subjects. So they don't have to register to upgrade all their subjects.
Okay.
So you can actually go in and do 1 or 2 subjects that you want to upgrade. Maybe it's your mathematics, maybe it's your physics or accounting, and you register just for those subjects. If you look at it, you actually then have more time because you now are focusing on only on 2 subjects. You can register anything from 1 to 6 as a part-time candidate and write fewer subjects, which then obviously means that you've got more flexibility and more time to focus on those subjects and actually achieve higher marks.
I like the sound of that.
The third option is to write supplementary exams later in the year. I don't recommend this option because often what I've seen is that students actually, because they have to study on their own and prepare for the exam on their own, whatever challenges they had in previous years that led to them being in that situation anyway, doesn't get resolved because they don't have the assistance. It can be done, but it requires quite a lot of commitment and effort and time and discipline, etc. All right. That is the supplementary exam option.
So there's 3 options.
Those are 3 options. There's a 4th one,
Okay.
which is to register for a bridging course. Okay, as a student, you can go to a tertiary institution and do a bridging course before actually starting year 1 of whatever course that you wish to study. What you've got to be mindful of and be careful about is the fact that is to ensure that that bridging course does give you access to the course of your choice.
There we go.
Because we've also seen a number of students who do a bridging course and go to another institution and they're told, sorry, we don't recognize that bridging course, so it doesn't really help them towards a course of their choice.
Sure. So those are the 4 options that you need to be aware of. So there's 4 in total.
There are 6 in total.
Okay,
the next 2 is the fact that you can register as through distance education. We've never thought that you can do matric via distance learning. You can. Actually, and there are many credible institutions that can facilitate this. The nice thing is that you get tutoring online via telephone, and you get that support, and they supply you with study material, and then they get you ready to actually go and write that final exam. And the last one is vocational training. Essentially, what that is training that is linked to a particular trade or a job, like a child care course or hospitality studies, or being an electrician, etc. It is linked towards a job, and that's often misunderstood and looked down on. But actually, there's a lot of opportunity in that space.
And then now I've heard all of these options, and 1 or 2 or 3 of them actually excite me. But I need further guidance to actually make my decision on which option should I choose. According to my maybe living conditions, or whether what can I afford, or where I live, and my age. How do I go about that to get more information and assistance?
In today's age, the reality is all the info we need can actually access it through your mobile phone. So Google and speak to private or public institutions. Google and identify what works for you and your affordability.
Sure.
Abbott College institution we run also offers some of these options. You can call an Abbott's near you and or visit an Abbott's near you. Oxbridge institutions like Oxbridge also offer some of these options, and there are many institutions as well. So if you Google or you actually walk in or call your nearest institution and find out information about this.
Sure. Tell us about your institutions. How close are they? Where can we locate them in central of the CBD?
Yep. So we've got 5 Abbott's colleges. We've got 4 of them are actually in the Gauteng region and 1 in Cape Town. Abbott's College is part of the Advitech group. So we've got the entire Advitech group has over 100 schools across the country. Different brands catering for different market segments, different pricing structures. So we've got Crawford for those who can afford, and we've got Trinity House schools, but we've also got the Pinnacle schools for those who require a little bit of an affordable fee.
Sure.
So there's a number of options that are available. Those are institutions.
And then website-wise, what's the website, and then how do I contact you guys?
Okay. www.abbotscollege.co.za. All the information is there.
On social media, are you available?
We're also on social media. Each site has its own page. Just type Abbott's College, and all our information will pop up.
100%. My brother, before I let you go, is there any other information you'd like to give us before we let you go?
Yeah, I think we need to start looking at matric differently. I think the idea of looking at matric as the one and only chance and opportunity. The reality is there is a second chance, there is a second opportunity. And often people are even ashamed to say, listen, I wanted to do law, but I didn't qualify. My APS score was low.
Yeah.
And they end up choosing something else. The reality is there are opportunities to actually fix your results, which is something we've never actually thought of. You sit with your matric certificate, whether you're happy with it or not, and then you think life goes on. You can actually fix it and get the right marks. That's my message.
And with your message, was very much appreciated. Is there an age? How do I phrase this? Is there an age cut or a time limit to actually me saying, "Oh, I matriculated 2000 and whatever, and I'm considering redoing this"? Is there an age cut or something?
Most institutions will have an age limit. For example, for if you want to redo your metric on a full-time basis. But you'll probably find that if you want to upgrade your results and register for 1 or 2 or 6 subjects, you'll probably find that there are less restrictions in general with most institutions.
Sure.
Studying online, you're not there with a 13-year-old grade 8 kid if you're 21
Sure.
because you're online. So there's flexibility with vocational training, online metric, upgrading, and writing supplementary exams. But there may be some restrictions if you're redoing a metric on a full-time basis.
100%.
Okay.
My brother Horace, thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate it with the information, and you're doing an amazing job. And may the matriculants grab and then others, grade 11s, to actually look into what you're doing to actually get more information in the system.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the invite.
100%. Wishing you the best of 2020, eh?
Cheers. All the best.
100%. All right.